Greetings, dear lovely Johanna, sacred family. I'm going to pray in a washing for all of us who are present. All of us love Johanna. All of us love it family. Thank you for your presence. Welcome. I'm doing amazingly well. How are you? I'm going to bring in a washing and a purification and a cleansing before we begin to do the readings. Hey, 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 hallelujah, now there'll be certain moments when I'm able to come and look at the camera to see the messages that are given. Thank you. Appreciation. And I will take a moment to come and read the messages. But in this moment, I will begin. First, I must fix the clearing really fast. Okay. Awasha, yeah, ow, yeah, yeah, na, 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 I will take a moment to explain to you what you see here and what you see here. As I begin, I will guide you into a breath, centering expansion to feel safe, because we're going to go really deeply expanded. Some of the readings, some of the messages may be for you, even though I may be speaking to another. Welcome, love. I feel your presence there. Thank you for being present there. So we have this one. This one I have created sacred shapes. My rose just fell on there. Sacred shapes. We have the love. We have the pyramids. We have the diamond. We have a happy fish, sea beings. We have another pyramid. We have a crystal being, like an emerald or a ruby. We have the centering of not turning away your back. So it's similar like a trinity, but it has a rounded shape on the back, which shows that you've been defensive. We have an egg and a seed. We have an infinity symbol. We have a circle. We even have a sphere on there. There's rose petals of red. Each of these are representation to a certain experience. Each of these as well. I created this form of divination. I've been creating a lot of new ways of divination as I'm a creator, and that's what I do. These are the oracle cards, the activation oracle cards that I've created. Spiritually activating as well as multi-realmish, has many messages within them. As I'm an oracle and a seer, as I'm a light being who remembers the beginning, I have an ability to see what you're working through, what messages come through in these images that I modeled in, creating activation poses while I was taking the photos so that the activations are present in the oracle cards that I've created. I also have other frequency activation cards available. I'm going to be doing necromancy with botany as well as discernments of truth and awareness. I shall also be creating sigils. Those of you who choose to have a sigil created, it is donation based. Why is it for donations? Because when I do this, I have to put a lot of energy into that. When I do these, I have to put a lot of energy into that. When I do this, I put a lot of energy into that. When I do these, and when I do all of this, it puts a lot of energy to even set all of this up. So I'm asking that there are offerings gifted or else shares. I'm going to look now to see who left messages. If you'd like to write to me right now, it would be a lot easier for me because on this computer, I cannot scroll up. So I'm going to close this and turn the volume on it so I don't hear echo. And let's see. So right now is that moment. Please write if you'd like to have a message. If you've shared this sacred video. And hello and much love also, Emma. Thank you for your presence. This one keeps getting stuck in my hair. Okay. Guess I did just this. Says that you'd like to have a reading. Oh, love it, family. Oh. Yes, I've been reading you out, and Nani or Anna. Ew, that's what I want to say. Greetings, Abel. Greetings, Simon and Laverne. Sacred love, blessed love, expansions. Thank you for being also. And Rhea, yes, my heart is so happy. My heart's actually extremely healed. Very, very happy. My womb is happy. My whole entire vessel is happy. Mostly, yeah. I can feel others who I love working through things, and I'm praying for them also. So maybe that's what you're feeling is that some of those who are working through their experiences. Oh, oh, yeah, 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 wow, yeah, 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 yeah. Whew. I welcome those who have sacred waters or teas to bring them forward. I'm going to do a water blessing, an uru blessing, ururu. Beautiful. Now let us begin. I'm choosing to do a reading, a set. So I'm going to ask you to choose a number two between, let's see, how about 10? So each message that I give based on what I throw out here, I'm not going to read all of them right now. I'd like to give you an opportunity to give a donation or an offering or share this out. I would be greatly thankful so that I can provide for my family and my loved ones. I do have 3 children at home. I do not have a husband at home with me right now. And as lovely as that would be, I am working on doing what I must to help as many as I can, but it would be beautiful to be supported as well. I do, Rhea. I do everything that I'm able to do to save creations. Being who I am, I can do pretty much anything that I feel to, even take away abilities if you're not using them correctly, with no harm to me or my creations or anyone. I have powerful abilities, and when I work with them, I'm being very gentle because I come from a place of pure love, like very much innocence. So I'm not seeking to cause destruction or harm, which is nice that I have these abilities because I actually work with discernment of truth and diversity and comprehending what your souls have experienced. So I acknowledge how to help you each the way that I'm supposed to. Beautiful. Ooh, the beautiful spread. Ah, ah. Merci, Emma. Oh, Emma, I would love for you to help me find the land over there in that area because, like I said, we're willing to do it anywhere there's land to create the orphanages, rehabilitation centers, and the communities with my with our company. I have an LLP, and yeah, that would be amazing to have your help, Emma. It's really a beautiful LLP, amazing partners and everything. All right, let's do this. It's kind of the temperature. I'm trying to change that. I'm changing it. So it shows that you have to heal with your number one. If you chose number one on the 1 to 10, there has to be healing, recognizing the passionate experiences. It feels as if you have petals taken off of you, as if they flew away, and you're kind of raw, wide open, with the innards kind of showing like you're. Have you ever heard of the saying, wearing your emotions on your sleeves? Shows that you've decided to work through the heart healing by diving in fully passionately, but you're also hiding. So it's good that you're in that, like, oh, I love myself, I want to heal myself, I'm healing myself, and there's so much beauty and there's so much experience. Well, what about that? And I expose myself to those who were not worthy, and they saw a part of me, a beautiful part of me that I wish I did not show them, because of how they intentionally caused harm in the past, not the present, not the future, but the past. So you've got to release that. You have to remove those shackles, remove those energies, trust that you have to be defensive and protective in a pure way. Now, if you chose one, there's also the showing of removing the dagger, removing the blade from the defense, like, or because you have to put it to the side to plant a new seed, to create fertility and washing through the devastation experiences into a celestial, multi-realmish understanding, comprehension, overstanding, comprehension of being a soul that is infinite and not limited to the sabotages and the past devastations. Should we go counterclockwise, or should we go that way? Right? I hear some of you saying clockwise. I hear some of you saying counterclockwise. I'm going to do it that way. So the next one shows rose quartz with a beautiful fish being, beautiful glub glub. Shows that oh wow, inside of the pyramid. Hold on. Shows that there's heart healing through the hermetism. So if you chose number 2, you're in a space where you're like, I wonder when I'm going to find the one that I'm supposed to be with. Or else you're like, how long am I going to be celibate for? Or else you're like, do I have to be in that relationship? Because I'm really ready to go into a place where I get to heal myself and not have to deal with that stuff. But you have to comprehend, if you are inside of the sacred temple of the womb, of the Trinity, so that shows the spiritual creator source is washing and heart healing through pushing through the experiences, awakening of purity and innocence, but also flushing that out, flushing it out, washing it through, and really acknowledging that movement, that flow, that flowing with the sacred gurus, the sacred waters, being able to coexist with others, because you know that fish travels in a group of fish. They like to integrate. They like to move together and to flow together. There has to be heart healing that happens. That's why with the rose quartzian, this one comes forward inside of the womb of Creator's source. So this says that there's a washing, there's a light, there's a purification happening, but there's also removals. Now, to the left of that pointing, there's an integration. There's an awareness to acknowledge there. It shows that there's past experiences that cause layers. So you know, if you slice a sacred mountain in half, you don't want to do that. Please don't do that. But if you were to psychically look inside of a mountain or drive by them, and there's an opening from somebody else who already sliced them, and you can see the layers. You can see the growth and development and transformations that built on top of the bottom. And you can see root structures that grew up and other ones that are growing and continuously in that flow. And what shows on the top is a purification of heart that changed it, that allowed the womb experience to heart heal through the devastations. It shows soaring over towards where protection and safety is. Now, if you chose number 3, let me see if anyone paid for a reading yet or gave a donation. Emma, you're asking about, yes, thank you, Emma. Greetings, Megan. What I meant to, the divination that I've created, and I'm not going to teach everyone because this makes me special. And it's really important to do that because I like to be original, and I've been teaching so many my ways, and they like to work with that and not always give respect that they learned it from me. So I am doing this the way that I meant to, and I'm honoring myself by doing this the way that I meant to do this. Because of who I am, I come original, and I ask that if you are going to practice my paths and my teachings, that you give me the respect of honoring me and saying that it is from I that you learned it from my teachings. And you can call me Maya, or Mat, or Inanna, or Goddess, or Mother of Creation. Ever, Venus, Faith. I love my name, Faith, because I came in as a miracle. Okay, so if you chose number 3, shows the love shape. Even my bloodline shows who I am. So those of you who think that you're me, comprehend. If it was you and you were me, you would have come in with my bloodline. If you did not, then comprehend that you are not me. Okay, not to be rude, but I have to be real. Malachite. Malachite shows wound healing, transformations beyond the limitations of the exhaustions that you had to struggle through to get your foot forward in the movements of comprehensions of your soul's experiences. That says, have you been overburdened? Has it been so much that it felt like you were shackled in your relationships, shackled in your experiences, where you're being told that there is protection, and you have to see things in a fluidity, in a movement that you got to ride with it. You got to swim with those waves. You got to be part of the droplets that created the ocean, the uru that is there present to help integrate what is necessary to move forward with a pure love. It shows a white heart, pure love, washed clean from the experiences of the devastations, of what you thought was a contract on your souls. What you felt was your karmic experiences that you deserve to suffer. Gotta unstick my hair to this. I really like wearing this bracelet, but I don't like that. It's gonna take it off, man. My guides are like, don't take it off, Faith. I'm like, okay. Hold on. There. Cool. Got this. Kind of tucking it. I did not make this bracelet, by the way. Okay. So with the malachite, it is actually an orb that was cut in half. It was severed in half, which says that it's not going to completely continue in a cycle. It says that you have to nip it, you have to see what happened, and you have to allow yourself to feel safe and wash through that experience with a purity of light. From the center moving outwards, there's volcanic energy, which says that you're through fire, through ice, through light, through spiritual awareness of the protection of the all-seeing eyes that are present to help wash through the heart experiences, to purify, to release the chains and the devastations of past experiences. If you chose number 4, oh, wait. Yeah, if you chose number 4, wait, I'm gonna cross my legs that way. I kind of want to put my leg out because it's kind of getting like sore, something like that. All right, that's better. If you chose number 4, it shows the pyramid. It shows that coming from the soul center of light, there has always been a movement that felt like it was pushing forward, pushing, like, hey, get your butt up off there. You better not be face down. You got to move forward. And it always felt like there was like energy, like pushing forward. And then there was a stop, an abrupt stop. And it was very thick. And you're like, why is there a block? Why are there things happening? And it wasn't a block. It was an energetic comprehension that you have to work through the stuff that you've experienced, because you had to work through that so fast that you didn't have a moment to backtrack and to look at what happened in the past. You have to be able to see the occurrences as 1 to 10. You want to pick it. You have to see the experiences that dictated the movements forward from there had to do with the willingness to push through and get through it. It came from within. And trusting that that is amazing, that is soulfully beautiful. Shows that there has to be a release of the tensions through the aquatic realms. Not again, okay. Through the aquatic realms. It shows the turquoise, pinks, Abalonian, the deep browns, the white pearls, the white light, all of the energies that come into the expansions of beautiful rainbows energies and a purity that comes from within helps get through that experience and climb that mountain into the realms of the womb. This womb right there particularly is in the shape of a love shape, and it opens into what looks like ovaries, which says it's also inside of a womb, but a womb of loving intentions, a womb that's going to wash in an awareness of a forgiveness to overcome the obstacles of the experiences that were suffered prior to, when you were rushing through it, trying to get through it, just getting through it as fast as possible, not trying to focus on the other details of the experiences. Now you're being told that you have to acknowledge what heart healing is happening and how can you get through it in the purest way possible. And that's being washed within the womb of Creator Source, washed within the light of purity and bliss, washed within the sustainability of your ability to say, I am worthy to be healed. I am worthy, and I'm ready to look at the experiences without fear, without my throat hurting, without my consciousness or my vessel tightening up or feeling afraid or feeling like I have to hold on to the past. You have to experience the awareness that your fast movement forward was pushed because you have a reason to be here. There is a sacred purpose. And when I see the sacred pyramids, I see sacred temples, I see families, I see lineages, I see soul, tribe, activated, celestial, galactic light beings who are ready to move forward without a hindrance to the past experiences of suffering that you were pushed to get through fast so you didn't have to linger in them. But acknowledge there were plenty of them for you to have little triggers along the way, so you have to wash through those experiences. Like imagine that you are on a skateboard, right? You want to go up that ramp and you want to do like a jump up or a flip or whatever it is. You want to do it with full force, but you want to make sure that you're doing really carefully if you're going to go on a jump. You don't want to fall on your back. You don't want to get injured. And that's a similar experience, is that you want to be careful during the healing experiences not to fall flat on your face, to move forward into the sacred temples of light. If you chose number 5, let me drink. If you chose number 5, beautiful. Shows that there must be an awareness through the family experiences of the ancestry experiences. Obviously, we are ancestors to ourselves. Many of us are ancestors to ourselves and to our family, to our lineages. Those of us who are present, those of us who are aware that we are. Some of you may not be, but many of us are. There has to be healing through that earliest moments that you came into Gaia, to the earliest moments that you came into being able to have choices and somewhat challenges, the experiences. What some may call sins is not a sin, but you must acknowledge your experiences from those experiences have to be washed clean all the way up through the peacock, which says your ego experiences. The ego experiences were what was causing a lacking. It caused others to turn away from you and not be present with you. They turned their backs on you because of that peacockism in you. What you have to work through is your anxiety, do the heart healing experiences. And then you can come into the blue avian light, or not the blue avian, but the blue flame. The purity, the washing, the cleansing, the sacredness. Some may call sovereignty, I call purity. Purity from the experiences, from the anxieties, from the devastations, with rose quartz howlite coming through also, helps us remember who we are and why we are as beings, as light. Shows that if you wash, and when you wash with the fourth, which causes stability, then there is true peacefulness. If you chose number 6, shows that there is the love womb again, but not with both sides of the ovaries visible. It shows that it goes into somewhat of a dip, which shows testicles. It shows that there has to be a divine healing through the root into the core, all the way up to the heart, all the way up to the heart, to heal from the experiences of the indifferences that you were taught to have. It shows that there was a lacking in your confidence and your courage, that there's somewhat of an emptiness and a numbness in you that you have to work through. That made you feel less than, but more than. That it made you feel like you were tougher than others, but you felt very weak inside. And there has to be heart healing through those experiences. Beautiful. If you chose number 7, seven shows trust, trusting. Shows that there has been a soul, not only one soul, but a whole pack of loved ones who've come through. I see archangels, I see celestial realms, I see very pure, like fairies. I see the what are they called? Elementals of light coming through, working with you, being aware to not open your mouth to everything that you'd like to say from your experiences, but to listen, to feel, and to be as a soul. Shows that there is a washing through the psychic consciousness, clarity, as well as the entire vessel of energy, for being able to be sensitive and aware of what is actually happening. It shows that there is oneness, integration. It will help to attract the relationship necessary. It shows super bliss, but also a unification, a happy relationship, a closeness, an awareness. The crown is awesome. The eyes are open. The soul is happy. The throats are happy. The hearts are happy. The vessels integrated, unified. There is protection and light. Then also reigns into the Trinity experience with Lemurian seed, which means a multi-realmish relationship, a multi-realmish expansion. There is a pyramid of quartzian also that is also seed of light information. Shows that there's a washing in of that sacred, of the sacred Trinity, a purification and a rejuvenation. So if you chose number 7, shows singularity into the integration of getting ready to heal. Shows that the right brain is healing, the frontal lobe. So that says that you were working through stresses, you're working through experiences, and you really wanted to receive the healing. And all of a sudden it felt like there was a protection and a light that activated other areas of the crown, peeking up to the top of the crown with heart healing. It reiterates through to the frontal lobe that it's okay, into the back of the spine that it's okay. So there's been a lot of release and a lot of light and healing through those experiences. Now we journey into the jaspers being present as well, and the citrine as well. Sorry, is it citrine or carnelian? Carnelian. Shows that there is an activation of a journey of journeying. And it's almost a pyramid, almost a triangle, almost a trinity shape, but it goes into somewhat of a bird flying, which shows freedom being. The carnelian is in a pyramid shape with the tip cut off, which shows that there is a stability that has been created because now it has become a four-pointed shape. A stability with the fluidity to move forward through the experiences. That there's healing from the family lineage, which shows that there is a rewriting of the family lineage to heal that and to integrate that into the movements. It does show an orb in the distance, which shows that there's a family member who's no longer able to hold on to the past, but they're working on integration to purify their hearts because they're worried about themselves. They're starting to get sick or they do not feel well. And they realize that they have to change and shift their experiences. This beautiful stability is pointing towards fluidity of the integration of opening up the pyramid's temples to allow the fluidity flow of integration of infinite light to wash in. If you chose number, I think that was 7, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you chose number 9, guessing that's correct. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8. So if you chose number 9, shows that there has to be effort. Effort given not only to the counsels of your experiences, but a purification, a cleansing, a detoxing, a removal, a helping hand, working with the sacred womb of light, as well with the purification of the expansions of what are possible in the cleanest way possible. So it shows cleaning the vessel. Cleaning the vessel. If you gave a donation, I will scroll up and see. Prayerfully, I can find that in these messages. An activation of clarity comes through with the discernment of truth that we are able to choose. We have a choice, and you have been shown again that there is a choice. Not only once, but multiple signs have come forward that there is a choice, that there is a movement, that there is a positivity, a celestial help, a realm of non-illusion, pushing into the infinity, the awareness that through this womb there is light, through this consciousness and development into the infinite possibilities. We are meeting the pyramid point on, which says we are coming point to point with the tips of the pyramid, consciously aware of what must occur for us to have the validity that we are necessarily supposed to create with our stability into our integrations of the infinite us, into the connection of divine source, as some of you call our creator source. The awareness that we have already cleared those things away and we are ready. That's number 9. If you chose number 10, there's the awareness of clarity, psychic seeing abilities, as well as a truth within, but it has to do with healing in the womb. Shows that there has been an effect through the anxieties that you've experienced of past traumas, that it was pushing you till you got to that point. And maybe before you felt like you had abilities and different gifts and things like that, but right now you're feeling like there's some abilities there and it's in an intuition, but you just haven't been able to have that recently because of who you were calling on and the fact that you were trying to take from others' abilities, other divine beings who've risen now in vessels, and you don't get to use us in those ways. Shows that you have to work on the child within and acknowledge that you have abilities as well that you already naturally were gifted with, and not trying to utilize or manipulate or drink or drain others to get those abilities to do the things that you want to do. Do not seek power and fame through others' abilities. Do not seek to take from them. Do not seek to jeopardize their purposes or their cause by being selfish or greedy. You are being called to waken inside of a beautiful, nourishing womb of light to reactivate the core center, which is the child within, which needs to heal so that your psychic awareness can heal also, and you do not have to feed on others. She said, with that, there will be passionate heart healing and a love relationship will appear. But you cannot seek devastation upon the light who's come to help save creations, to gain from them what you want from them. You have to feel okay with what you have in you. Now I have another one. This is a universal, a galactic, an ethereal, and everywhere. Shows that when we aware ourselves to our Akashic informations, to our true eyes wide open, sensitive feeling, taking moments to really feel in and be, we are opening up the prosperity and abundance to push us into the movement of not only protection, but the expansions with love, protection, abundance, prosperity, of feeling, of being, of activating, of healing, of transforming, of growing, of awakening into the full awareness of who we are as beings, of light beings. Shows that there has to be healing through the anxieties and no longer thinking that there has to be a segregation of shadow work and light work, that we must integrate our awareness of beingness. So there's not so many lopsidedness happening. Pushing through the integrations with a full circle of Malachi, which says success and movement of healing through the heart healing experiences and the soul experiences. To allow ourselves to activate beyond the hopeless doubts that we're taught were hopeless doubts, to acknowledge that we have it, that it is ours, and we are blessed love. That we do not have to worry about those who had talked against us in those ways, that there are none who rise against us when we overcome those experiences with an integration of trust, of love, of ability to forgive, overcome, and heal, as well as activate our worth within being. No longer segregated, no longer detached, but healed, integratively, loving, coexistingly. Okay, I'm ready to read your messages. Thank you. There's a lot of messages, huh? Thank you, Simon. So, Rhea, you mentioned the phones and different things with mechanics. I'd like to get you to not feel like there's like negatrons with electronics. I've learned to enchant them and bless them with light to work and to function. We have the abilities within us to do things that are important, and we should not fear or worry of things of those sorts, because we are all very precious here. Each of us are special in our ways, and there's not a need to fear or worry to electronics in those ways that can be enchanted. Yes, Ricky, purification is extremely important. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for your presence as well. Oh, I love the honor. Greetings, Jack. Yes, darling, love it. I shall give thee a card. Let's see. Shows that you have not been watering your garden. You have to take moments to nourish your vessel and give care to yourself with tenderness and rest. Shows with number 5, which is 4 for stability, 1 with the oneness integration, for positive changes for your vibration to raise and have energy and synergy. With 5, positive change is 4 plus 1 makes 5 in numerology. The frequency of synergy supports the allowance of acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations of unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. Reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting creations and co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Shows that there has to be a journey within to acknowledge that you have to take moments for yourself. You have to take moments to start writing, to start planning, to start journaling, because you have a lot of information in you that you have to record. And that while you're resting, that you can do that, but you must take moments to water the garden, to heal, to nourish the self. Thank you for asking. Thank you for loving. Those of you who would like to donate or gift an offering or share, my Cash App is dollar symbol or cash symbol Faith Mystic, and at Heaven's Cures for PayPal. I'm going to take a moment to sing in some activations. Yes, right. I am offering sacred sigils as well as oracle messages where I tell you what I see and feel. If you'd like to have any healings, let me know or ask. Thank you, loved ones, your presences. Let's see what you say. I am on, so you can see my website, it's heavenscures.org. That's HEAVENSCEURES. See, heavens. You write it. Heavenscures.org, and I have multiple websites. I'm posting them right now. I have music too. Those are some of my websites, not all of them. Thank you also. All right. I appreciate love the soul family. I thank you for your beautiful messages. Thank you so much for all of your beautiful messages that you sent and shared. I'm truly thankful. I'm going to send some healing activations. I realize that, and Lani, you do not have an opportunity to send donation or offering. I did see your posts. So I'd like to do an activation if I can to open up some things. I want you to be aware. Do not worry, do not fear, do not panic. Try to embrace the experiences as positive. The experiences are teaching you to be calm, to not panic, to not worry, to not doubt, to embrace the fluidity of beings so that you can accept and acknowledge your self-worth with each other as partners, as loved ones, as innocent, washing in a purity of acceptance of the journeys. I do see you working with children, with little ones, in another place that's not Hawaii, that's somewhere farther. And I see a hut, and I see you teaching them. I also feel that there are running urus, there's running waters there, not because of the sounds. That there's a fountain that fountain there that makes it so that that the pain is gone. And that's really important. So I believe that the journey is also helping to remove the pain. I feel that the journey is also helping to remove the pain. And the acknowledgement of where the pain stemmed from. You'll be able to acknowledge that when you're inside of that fountain. I want you to make sure that the waters, urus, wash upon the spine to help curate, help cure and heal the spine, to wash it through with light and cleansing and purification, to remove the energies from the father experience, from the dad experience, as well as removing the tension from the wings and the shoulders and the stomach and the intestines and the guts based on the intestinal healing that's occurring because of the emotions. And that's another reason to be really calm through the experiences and trust that it's going to be okay. Thank you, dear loved ones, for your presence, sis. I do appreciate lovely, and I'll see you again soon. Asha Aloha.